Information overload. Now, what exactly is information overload? Like, if I have to go in very simpler terms, it is basically knowing something and gaining some knowledge about it. And after you have gained that some amount of knowledge that you did, gaining more of that, and then more of that, and then more of that, because the information is available. Okay, now let's say we all have some or the other thing in our life that's going on. Like, there are different areas in our life, and we all are struggling at one or two areas depending on how our lifestyle is. Maybe someone's struggling with their career, someone's struggling with their finances, maybe someone's struggling with their health. So, depending on how the person's lifestyle is, the area they are struggling in. All right. So, let's take an example, career here. For example, someone's struggling with their career. So, what do? They maybe go on the internet, on YouTube, and they search about like whichever career they want to pursue. Okay, they get some information, good. Then they get some more information, again good. Then they get some more information, still good, because by now they have a good understanding of what their career path is that they want to pursue. They have good knowledge of the tools that they might require, they have good knowledge of the skills that they might require. Now, all said and done, all right, but here is the catch. If at this point, if that person, after having got the basic information, still goes on to getting more information, because yes, it's clear that when you look up for something on the internet, the algorithm catches that, okay, this is the topic that this person is very interested in, and so the algorithm pushes you that topic more and more. Fair enough. So once that happens, the person gets into this loop where he or she is like, as long as I don't get complete clarity, as long as I don't get complete understanding of whatever path that I want to take, I won't really stop watching these videos. So they keep on getting like consuming more content, understanding more nuances about the topic that they are interested in. So what is happening here is, more or less, they are consuming. Okay, and I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm not saying it's right either, because the more you consume, the more you are exposed to different options, different thoughts. Because there would be someone who would say that this career option is great, but there would be another video that would say that no, this is not great. Like, you would find that. Like, I'll actually give you an example here. Just go on the internet and take a topic and just say, why should I do this? You will get a couple of videos, and then again write the same thing but with a twist, why should I not do this? Again you will get different videos. So basically everyone has an opinion depending on their experiences or their understanding. So what happens is, when you are looking for more information, you will be exposed to such nuances as well. There would be contradictions, there would be different opinions, and that makes taking the decision difficult. And what exactly is decision? If someone wants to get into finance, what's the decision that they have to take? They have to decide to act on it. Act on it is basically whatever they know. They have to take a couple of courses, maybe they would have to work on a couple of projects, and based on all of that, that's how they are going to create their own path, right? Waiting for clarity by watching videos is literally like waiting for the path to be made so that you can walk on that beautiful path. It seldom happens in life that a beautiful path is laid out for you where you can walk it, especially in areas that you are struggling. You have to really make your own path. All right, now that's one thing. Another thing is, why starting feels hard or starting feels difficult. It's also because, since you have lot of information, you're not able to get that one point to begin. Because when you are about to begin, at the back of your mind you would get a lot of questions that am I doing it right, am I doing it this, am I doing it that way, whatever that is. But yes, there are different kinds of questions, different kind of thoughts that really challenge, that really make the starting difficult. If someone wants to, let's say, run a marathon, all they have to do is take that decision quickly, that okay, I want to run a marathon, and then they have to figure out their way. But that decision to do that has to be quick. It should be at a snap of a moment. You take that decision and then you start understanding some basics, maybe start running, start slow. That's how it is. Same with the career as well. So, yeah, now what exactly can you do here? You can't really stop these thoughts. There is no button that we have where, which we can press and the thoughts would go. So this is something that I have done a couple of times, and I'll actually link a couple of research papers as well that I was reading around those. So this is called like record keeping. Okay, can be said as journaling as well, but journaling is completely different. This is somewhat similar to that. This is record keeping, which basically is whichever area that you are struggling in to start, you have to keep a diary. It can be a digital diary, it can be a physical diary, or it can be your notes app for that matter. Okay, you keep it aside and you just start whatever you want to do. Okay, if you are interested in a career, maybe just start as in like make a couple of applications, check your resume, is there any similarity that you are getting, take up a course. All right, you just have to start now. When I say start, at that very moment you will get different thoughts. As I said, you will get various questions from your own self, that is this the right path? And that's where you have to really stop and take the diary out, and whatever thought that you are getting, it can be any thought for that matter, just write it down in the most raw form, because that's your diary, no one's going to read it. So that is ideally your let's just say thought dump or thought record. So basically, if you are like starting up with your applications, just write down whatever thought that comes up. You have opened the portal and you are reading the job description, and immediately one thought might come that I'm not the right fit for the role. There are a couple of JD points that I am not meeting. So you have to write that down. What exactly are you not meeting? This. Once you have written all of that, apply regardless. Yeah, I don't know if you would get that job or not. You might get in the rarest of the rare scenarios. But even if you don't get, it's totally fine, because there are some things that you learn through failure. We have always been conditioned since our childhood that failure is not good and this and that. But more or less, if you see the people around you, they have failed more than they have succeeded. So you can say that you have to fail your way to success, because failure is the way to success. And I know, like when I talk about success, it's a very bigger statement that we get into. But let's not get there. Let's just get back to the main thing, which is writing. Just write down your thoughts. Because of that writing, you would at least have that thought out of your mind. It would be on paper, and because of that, you will feel light, and that's all that you want. A lighter mind can make better decisions rather than a mind that has a lot of chaos in it, that is not being processed or that is not even being released. So this way you can at least release those thoughts on paper. Maybe at night you can read those thoughts and you would get more clarity that these were the points that I was not meeting in the job description, and I can really work on this. And then you can formulate plan, and that's how you start making the path, rather than having a complete clarity of this is the path. So that's that, I would say.